Just had something special come back into stock at the shop today. It's Drew Chicone series on top saltwater flies. In my opinion, this is the epitome on what a fly tying book should be. Whether you're advanced, brand new beginner, these books are better than any YouTube video that you'll see out there. Drew is a great guy, came to the shop maybe a year before COVID hit, I guess, with his wife and his daughter. And just wonderful, wonderful person. He has a real passion for teaching fly tying to people of all levels. He's an Umpqua, fly tyer. His signature fly tyer. They have quite a bit of his patterns. But these books are like nothing else out there. They are thought from the ground up to be an instructional series on fly tying, and they're just unbelievable. So let's just take a look at these and you'll see why. The books consist of 3 books. There's a permit, a tarpon book, and a bonefish book. Don't think just because it's these, they're called permit, tarpon, and bonefish that you can't use these for flies for any species of fish, especially the tarpon book. You can use almost all the tarpon flies for striped bass, bluefish, everything around here. Permit book has some of the best crab patterns I've ever seen. Bonefish book is just unbelievable as well. So let's take a look at what makes these books so special. The book is beautifully bound. Sits flat on the table. Every fly tying book should be like this. I know it costs a little bit more to produce books like this, but it's just unbelievable. Now these books are not just full of Drew's patterns. I'll just flip to one in this permit book, and you'll see we have Skoke Strong Arm Merkin in here. So yeah, these books are quite a few of Drew's patterns, and then quite a few of Drew's favorite patterns that he likes to fish for permit, bonefish, and tarpon. You'll open it up. You'll see the first thing you get is an interview with Drew interviewing Dave Skoke, and they go through everything in here on hook choice to material choice, and then Nat Linville was also involved in the making of this fly, and then Drew interviews him after Skoke, and then what you get for every single pattern are these wonderful step-by-step. I mean, this is a huge book too. It's not a small book. You get these step-by-step photos that take you from the beginning all the way to the end. And every time a new technique is introduced, he'll take a page out and tell him that tips that he's learned for doing it, just how to do everything. And you'll see, you just have full color, just a total step-by-step. From the start to combing it out, tying legs. I mean, this isn't just like a 2-page fly pattern. This is comprehensive, textbook-like. This is basically a textbook for tying flies. If you can tie your way through these 3 books, you'll be an unbelievable fly tyer by the end. The photographs are just done impeccably well throughout the whole book. All kinds of crabs in this permit book. You can switch to this tarpon book real quick. Just flip through some of these pages. You have a comprehensive material list. Shows you how to paint poppers. Shows you tips. Tips for getting the poppers to line up. Goes through hook choices. Materials on how to get the screening for doing it. Just like I said, this is an unbelievable comprehensive book. This is better than any YouTube video that I've seen out there on how to tie these flies. The book sits perfectly flat. You can have it on your tying desk. There's no pausing the videos. You can take an hour to wrap the thread on a hook if you want, and you have this sitting right next to you. Then it'll show you how to select what type of marabou, long webby marabou. Shows you how to pinch it in your hand. Shows you how the plume should look exactly. Shows you how it should look when you tie it down. I haven't seen a book that gets this comprehensive into fly tying. Something simple as a tarpon toad as this book. It's just it's just a great book. Anybody who ties flies can find tips and just learn how to tie just about anything in here. His bait fish patterns are unbelievable in this tarpon book. So this micro mangrove cannibal, I fish this for albies a lot. You know, it goes into glue. It shows you exactly the shape you want on the top of the head, so it will push water. You know, it shows you how to align the eyes perfectly. You know, if you get into material choices, it's just, if he dyes something, he tells you how to dye it. You know, you have hooded crabs in here. You go to the Bonefish books, probably the thickest one out of all of them, and you have about 20 shrimp patterns in here, gutches to crazy Charlies to modified versions of them. You have little crabs for Bonefish. These books don't come cheap, but as far as something that's going to help you tie flies and get better at tying flies, and then you have the interviews with the people who originated the flies. There's really nothing else on the market like this. I mean, I can't think of another book where he actually took time to find the the authors of the fly patterns, go and interview them about every single little thing, whether it's the hook choice, weight of the flies, weight of the material, substitutes you can use, what you can't substitute, exactly how to tie things in, size of pinches you use for marabou, what it should look like when it's pinched, what it should look like when it's tied on top, with diagrams every single step of the way. There's just no better fly tying books for educational wise that are laid out like this that I know of. And being spiral bound like that, having it lay flat on your tying desk, if you're a beginner, you can take as much time as you want with these patterns so they look exactly like the picture in the photograph. If you're advanced, you can blow right through these things step by step. You won't miss a step anywhere. You'll know finding the video you liked, pausing it at a certain spot, trying to see up close what he's doing. These are just perfectly laid out, perfectly designed book for fly tying. And the holidays are coming up. If you just love tying flies yourself, these are the books to get. You want to learn all about crab patterns and you love Skokes crabs, get the permit book. The Tarpon book's gonna have a lot of bait fish flies in it, some big shrimp flies, perfect for striped bass and bluefish around here. I get that. A lot of guys around here love going fish for bonefish, in the off season. A lot of these patterns that in the Bonefish book you might not be too familiar with, but Drew is an excellent fisherman. He catches fish everywhere. He even catches bonefish in Florida quite a bit, and anybody knows about the Florida fishery. It's probably one of the hardest bonefish fisheries to catch fish in, and he does it quite regularly. So if you can catch fish there, you can catch bonefish anywhere. And the patterns are great, the interviews are great, the pictures are great. These are just unbelievable books, and I suggest if you can't get the whole set, get them one at a time. But definitely try to pick these up. Anytime people come in and they look for a fly tying book and they ask for suggestions, I always point them to these, and we sell quite a few of them. Nobody's ever complained. They are just great books.